The firefighter never imagined that one kind act would nearly cost her life. Moments earlier, after safely putting the girl she rescued last night onto a bus, she happily began driving home. What she didn't know was that the man, who was supposed to be in custody, had been quietly watching from behind and had already started chasing her. When she spotted the car in her rearview mirror, panic set in and she tried to call the police, but she was in a rural area with poor signal. The man behind her slammed on the gas, determined to stop his girlfriend from escaping his control and to take revenge on the meddling firefighter. He rammed her car hard. Her vehicle spun out of control. To avoid oncoming traffic, it plunged down the hillside. Sharp pain brought her back to consciousness, but she soon realized a little girl was in the car, begging her to help her family. She understood the girl might be a victim from the other crashed car. When she tried to call for help, she discovered her phone had been destroyed in the crash. Together, they made their way to the other car that had fallen down the slope. What they found was heartbreaking. Everyone inside was already dead. They went back to the roadside and flagged down a passing car for help, but the driver seemed completely unaware of the little girl standing beside her.
Until we get you to a professional. I'll dial 911. Let them know we're on our way.
Thank you, Rick.
Just as he was about to call, a bullet suddenly struck his chest. In the distance, the man was running and firing at the same time. She quickly grabbed the girl and jumped down the hillside. Using the terrain for cover, they barely avoided being shot. But when the man saw blood on the ground, he smiled with satisfaction. The earlier crash had also sent his car down the slope, injuring his right leg, which only fueled his anger. Meanwhile, her coworkers couldn't reach her and sensed something was wrong. They contacted dispatch, tracked her phone location, and rushed to the scene. At that moment, she was badly injured again, weakly hiding under a bridge. They found a nearby RV and discovered a flare gun, along with some emergency medical supplies. After quickly treating her wounds, they left immediately. Following the blood trail, the man soon caught up, but fate played a cruel trick. A metal fence blocked her path, filling her with despair. Hearing his footsteps getting closer, she felt her fate closing in. At that moment, her coworkers finally arrived. Seeing the situation, they instantly knew something was wrong and began searching everywhere. On the other side, she shielded the little girl behind her. Yet in the man's eyes, just like the passing driver, he seemed completely unaware that a child was there. Just as he was about to pull the trigger, he heard firefighters calling nearby. The moment he turned his head, she pulled out the flare gun, and he paid the price for his carelessness. The captain found her location. She was too weak to move but still begged him to save the little girl first. The captain looked around but saw no child and assumed she was hallucinating. Fortunately, she was only weakened by blood loss. The captain asked why she kept talking about a girl who didn't exist. There had been no third vehicle at the scene. She then realized the truth. The little girl was actually herself. The severe concussion had unlocked buried memories. Years ago, she too had been in a car accident. Stranded in a rural area, no one came to help, and she could only watch her loved ones die. That was why she grew up to become a firefighter, so she could always be the first to arrive when someone needed help. He was taking a shower without noticing a woman watching him through the camera. She controlled the water, turning it from 37 degrees up to 100 degrees. The man screamed in pain, tried to push the door, but the bathroom was locked remotely. He tried to turn off the water, but the switch was locked too. In panic, he slipped and passed out. The woman on the monitor realized she went too far.
911, what's your emergency?
Hi, can you please send an ambulance to 6643 Mapleton Drive?
A man has been injured.
What is...
But the operator noticed something strange. The woman's location was not inside the man's home. She had to admit the truth. The man's house used a smart home system. He trusted her, so he gave her the password. At the door, the smart camera recognized the firefighters. Opened the door automatically. After checking, the man had a head wound and second-degree burns. When they carried him out of the shower, he woke up. He was very agitated, saying it was his ex-girlfriend's revenge. They broke up not long ago. She couldn't accept it, so she used the smart system to hurt him. The operator quickly traced her location, called the police to arrest her. Looks like smart homes can also be a big safety risk.
Justine Serbiak.
Can I help you?
Just thought I'd come check in.
That 911 lady sent you?
She wanted us to have a talk about your future.
Christmas came. The little girl's dad is a pilot. Her mom couldn't reach him on the phone, but she's already used to it. That's how pilot families are. But when the girl turned around, she suddenly saw her dad.
Daddy!
No, sweetie, we're gonna see Santa Claus.
Daddy, Daddy!
Artie?
Dad? Daddy!
You too tired.
The man didn't know how to explain. He just ran. The woman quickly chased after him.
911, what's your emergency?
My husband was just hit by a trolley. Not your husband. He's mine. You're a liar. You're a tramp.
Ma'am?
The fire crew rushed to the scene.
The
The two women were already arguing. The man lay on the ground, his leg badly broken, still asking if he could fake amnesia to get away.
Maybe I can fake amnesia. Buy some time to help me figure this out.
Yeah, I would say your bigger problem is making them forget.
The captain tried to calm things down. She looked at the child's age, older than her own kid. That's when she realized she was the other woman. To keep him from getting hurt again, they rushed him to the hospital. The captain asked if they wanted to go together, but both women turned away at the same time. This kind of man isn't worth it. They chose to stand together instead. They both asked for divorce. That was the best decision. They even became good friends. A 6-year-old boy was giving his brother CPR, and the paramedics were shocked.
You're doing great. Where'd you learn that?
In health class.
The brother went into fibrillation. The paramedic told the boy to step back and charge to 70 joules. However, the boy didn't react, so they quickly gave him an IV injection. The mother rushed over after hearing the news. Right then, the paramedic felt something pop.
Probably just his rib. I'm not so sure.
The mother was confused by their talk, but she stayed quiet since her son's life was in their hands. They tried to intubate him, but couldn't find the airway.
Pneumothorax. I popped his lung.
You're hurting my son. Get off him.
His lung deep down.
The mother lost her cool after hearing this and pushed the paramedic away. Even though they explained, she still insisted on calling another ambulance. Oh my God, there's an ambulance.
Look at him. If you don't let me do my job, he's gonna die. You hear me?
This terrified the mother and made her cry. Next, they successfully intubated him and gave him a shot of adrenaline. Soon his pulse returned and his pupils began to react. The mother cried with joy, and the paramedics were happy to have saved another life. A metal rod pierced through a young boy's shoulder. Not long ago, a garbage truck caught fire. An explosion shot a piston rod out, and it flew straight into a school bus.
Please hurry. There are 2 boys stuck inside.
Get these kids out of the street.
Firefighters quickly evacuated the students to a safe area. Inside the bus, one boy was pinned between the seats by the rod. The other end of the metal rod pierced another boy's shoulder. He screamed in unbearable pain. Firefighters put out the fire fast, then brought tools onto the bus. The boy's collarbone was already broken. His face looked like he didn't know whether to cry or laugh.
Luca, you gotta trust me that we're gonna get you out of here, okay? But you have to stay really, really still.
They were about to free the boy trapped between the seats.
Stop!
What?
His clavicle's an inch away from his carotid.
But they had no choice. Otherwise, neither boy could be saved. Through the boy's screams, they finally freed the first boy. Then firefighters cut the metal rod and carefully carried him out. He was so small yet so brave.